Life is a journey filled with ups and downs, victories and challenges, open doors and obstacles. The truth is, every great breakthrough requires perseverance. Nothing worth having comes easy. When you make the decision to step into something greater, to leave behind what no longer serves you, challenges will come. But just because you face resistance doesn't mean you're on the wrong path. In fact, resistance is often a sign that you're moving in the right direction. That's why faith is so important. It gives you the strength to keep going when everything in you wants to give up. When a seed is planted, it doesn't sprout overnight. It has to push through the soil, endure darkness, and withstand storms before it reaches the sunlight. The same is true in life. Some people start something new, a business, a degree, a healthier lifestyle, but the moment they face difficulties, they give up. They say, maybe this wasn't meant for me. Maybe I'm not good enough. But the truth is, breakthrough comes to those who don't quit. Faith is what keeps you moving when logic says to stop. It's what allows you to see possibilities when others see obstacles. The greatest achievers in history all had one thing in common: they refused to quit. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before he created the light bulb. Walt Disney was told he had no imagination. J.K. Rowling was rejected by multiple publishers before Harry Potter became a worldwide phenomenon. What if they had stopped trying? What if they had let doubt win? Many times people pray for change, but when things don't happen immediately, they lose hope. They say, God, why is this taking so long? Why am I still struggling? But what they don't realize is that delay is not denial. Just because you don't see results right away doesn't mean God isn't working behind the scenes. Some doors take time to open. Some battles take time to win. But if you keep believing, keep pushing, and keep walking in faith, the breakthrough will come at the right time. Think about the story of Joseph in the Bible. He had a dream that one day he would be in a position of leadership, but instead of stepping into that dream immediately, he was thrown into a pit, sold into slavery, and falsely imprisoned. It seemed like everything was going wrong, but Joseph never lost faith. He continued to trust that his story wasn't over, and in time, God elevated him to a position of power in Egypt. The very things meant to break him were the things that prepared him for his destiny. The same is true for you. Whatever you're facing today, don't let it break you, let it build you. Every challenge is an opportunity to grow stronger. When you walk in faith and refuse to give up, you will see doors open that no one can shut. You will rise above your circumstances. You will step into everything God has prepared for you. The struggle is not the end of your story. It's just the beginning of something greater. Keep going because victory is ahead. Education is one of the most powerful tools for transformation. It is not just about going to school, passing exams, or earning degrees. Education is about growth, discovery, and unlocking potential. It is the key that opens doors, breaks chains, and allows people to step into new opportunities. No matter where someone starts in life, learning has the power to take them further. The decision to educate oneself, whether through formal schooling or personal development, is a decision to break free from limitations and step into something greater. Many people feel stuck because they believe their circumstances define them. They say, I wasn't born into wealth, or I never had the right opportunities. But education levels the playing field. Knowledge can take a person from poverty to prosperity, from insecurity to confidence, from struggle to success. Every skill learned, every book read, every lesson absorbed becomes a tool that can shape a brighter future. The mind is like a muscle. The more it is exercised, the stronger it becomes. And when a person commits to lifelong learning, they commit to lifelong growth. Some of the most successful people in history were not born into privilege. They did not start with wealth, connections, or advantages. What set them apart was their commitment to learning. Take Abraham Lincoln, for example. He grew up in poverty, had very little formal education, and yet through reading and self-education, he became one of the greatest leaders in American history. The same is true for many inventors, entrepreneurs, and leaders. They understood that education is not just what happens in a classroom. It is a mindset, a way of approaching life with curiosity and a desire to grow. The Bible says in Hosea 4:6, my people perish for lack of knowledge. This means that ignorance is one of the greatest threats to progress. Many people stay in cycles of failure not because they are incapable, but because they do not have the knowledge to break free. But the good news is that knowledge is available to anyone who seeks it. In today's world, learning is more accessible than ever. With books, online courses, mentors, and countless resources, anyone who is hungry for knowledge can find a way to grow. Education is not just about personal success, it is about making an impact. When a person learns and grows, they are not only changing their own life, they are changing the lives of those around them. A well-educated person can uplift their family, contribute to their community, and inspire others to strive for more. No one is born knowing everything they need to succeed, but those who choose to learn, to seek wisdom, and to grow in understanding will always rise above challenges. It is never too late to start. Whether someone is young or old, rich or poor, educated or uneducated, the decision to learn is the decision to transform. When knowledge is pursued with passion and purpose, doors that once seemed closed will begin to open and new possibilities will appear. Education is the foundation for a brighter future, and the journey of learning never truly ends. Challenges are a part of life, but they are not meant to destroy us. They are meant to shape us. Every difficulty, every setback, every obstacle carries within it the potential to make us stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the future. It is not the challenge itself that defines a person, but how they respond to it. Some people see obstacles and give up. Others see obstacles and rise higher. The difference is in perspective. When challenges are faced with purpose and faith, they become stepping stones rather than stumbling blocks. Many people ask, why am I going through this? They feel like life is unfair, like their struggles are too big to overcome. But what if those very struggles are the things preparing them for their destiny? Think about a butterfly. Before it can fly, it has to struggle inside the cocoon. If someone were to cut the cocoon open early trying to help, the butterfly would never develop the strength to fly. The struggle is necessary for its wings to grow strong. The same is true for people. Without challenges, there would be no growth, no strength, no testimony. The greatest success stories often come from people who faced the greatest challenges. Oprah Winfrey grew up in poverty, was told she was not good enough for television, and yet she refused to let those obstacles define her. Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb, but instead of seeing those failures as defeat, he saw them as lessons. Every challenge he faced taught him something new, bringing him closer to success. These people understood that challenges are not the end of the road. They are part of the journey. Faith is what allows a person to keep going when everything in them wants to quit. It is what gives them the strength to push forward when the road is difficult. In the Bible, David faced the giant Goliath with nothing but a sling and a few stones. Everyone around him saw the giant as undefeatable, but David saw him as an opportunity for victory. He knew that with God on his side, no obstacle was too big. That same faith is available to everyone. No matter how big the challenge, no matter how impossible the situation seems, there is always a way forward. Difficult times do not last forever. Every storm eventually passes. Every dark night gives way to the morning. The key is to keep moving forward, to trust that the struggle is leading to something greater. When challenges arise, instead of asking, why is this happening to me, ask, what is this teaching me? Instead of seeing failure, see lessons. Instead of seeing obstacles, see opportunities. No one ever reached their full potential by staying comfortable. Growth happens in the struggle. Strength is built in the difficult seasons. And those who refuse to give up, who keep pushing forward with purpose, will find that their challenges were not roadblocks. They were the very things that led them to their greatest breakthroughs. Every ending is also a beginning. When one chapter of life closes, another one opens. The problem is that many people get so focused on what they are losing that they fail to see what is ahead. They stay stuck in the past, replaying their mistakes, holding on to disappointments and fearing change. But life is always moving forward. No matter what has ended, a job, a relationship, a season of difficulty, there is something greater waiting on the other side. The key is to step into that new beginning with faith and confidence. Too often people fear the unknown. They think, what if things don't work out? What if I fail again? What if this next chapter is worse than the last? But instead of asking, what if I fail? What if they ask, what if this is the best thing that has ever happened to me? What if that closed door was actually God's way of redirecting them towards something better? Every person who has ever achieved success had to leave something behind. They had to walk away from the familiar to embrace the future. Think about Abraham in the Bible. God told him to leave his homeland, to step into the unknown without giving him all the details. Abraham could have stayed where he was, afraid to move forward, but instead he trusted that God had something greater ahead. Because of his willingness to step into the unknown, he became the father of many nations. The same is true in life today. When one thing ends, it is not a sign of failure, it is a sign of transition. The question is, will you move forward or will you stay stuck in what was? Every person has a choice when they reach the end of a season. They can either cling to what is familiar, even if it no longer serves them, or they can take a bold step into the unknown, trusting that something greater is ahead. Those who succeed in life are not the ones who never experience endings, but the ones who embrace those endings and turn them into new beginnings. They are the ones who say, this is not the end of my story. This is just the beginning of something greater. Growth requires movement. A tree cannot flourish if its roots never expand. A bird cannot soar if it is too afraid to leave the nest. And a person cannot reach their full potential if they refuse to move beyond what is comfortable. The past may have been good or it may have been difficult, but either way, it is over. The only way to step into a better future is to move forward. Every great journey starts with a first step. Every new opportunity requires a decision to let go of what was and embrace what is coming. The best days are not behind, they are ahead. Those who walk forward with faith, expecting good things, will find that what is waiting for them is far greater than what they left behind. The key is to trust, believe, and move forward with confidence, knowing that the best is yet to come. Life is full of moments that define us, moments where we choose to stay the same or step into something greater. This is where it ends. This is where fear ends, where doubt ends, where limiting beliefs, procrastination, and excuses come to a stop. Because the moment you decide that something no longer has power over you, that is the moment your life begins to change. Success is not about luck or talent alone. It is about decisions. It is about breaking free from thoughts that hold you back, embracing challenges as opportunities, and trusting that every ending is simply the beginning of something greater. You may have faced obstacles, but they did not break you. They have prepared you. You may have believed lies about yourself, but today you can choose a new mindset. You may have struggled with fear, but now you step forward with faith. Your future is not determined by your past. Your potential is not limited by where you came from. The power to change, to grow, to rise is already within you. The only question is, will you step into it? Will you decide that this is where it ends? That today is the day you stop settling for less and start believing for more. When you walk in faith, when you commit to growth, when you refuse to let challenges define you, nothing can stop you. Doors will open, opportunities will come, strength will rise within you, because this is not the end. This is the beginning of something greater. The best is yet to come.